So, UFC on ESPN 5 happened yesterday. And what happened? Um, Basically, what I said would happen happened. Colby used his pressure, volume, and wrestling to outwork Robbie for a unanimous decision victory. I didn't think it was going to go quite as much as it did. Um, I thought Robbie would have stuffed more takedowns. I thought Colby would have landed maybe like 30% of his takedowns, but he landed over half. I thought Robbie was making him work a lot harder. I didn't think it was gonna be a close fight, but I thought Robbie would have did better. Colby did a lot better than I thought he was gonna do. Not a lot better, but a better. Robbie, people are going around, saying Robbie threw the fight purposely, that Robbie wasn't himself. He had to have been injured because that's how bad he looked. That's not the case. The case is Colby Covington was just that good that he made Robbie not look that good. Plain and simple. Hate the guy. Go hate him, but he's good. He's good. I hate that he's good. I don't want him to win. I didn't want him to beat Robbie Lawler. It sucks that he won. It doesn't have to do with his political views, I'm not going to bring his political views up. I don't hate him because of them. I can't say I hate him, I just dislike him. But it's just his personality. He's just, I don't know, he's just not, his personality is not, it's not something I can connect with as a fan. So I'm not gonna be one of those people that walk around, I'll admit it, Colby Covington's good, because I've been admitting it since the Damian Maia fight that he's good. I didn't pay too much attention to him before Damian Maia fight. He wasn't making that much noise, building himself up. Once he hit Damian Maia, once I heard about that fight and he won, I was like, this guy's good. Hate him, but he's good. What do I think's next for these two? I think Robbie has to take a step back in competition. These welterweights are getting really good. I think Robbie, because of his age, I think he hit a wall. With age, you could only go so far. I think he hit his prime. I don't think he's gonna get much better, if better at all. I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch with Rafael dos Anjos, to tell you the truth. I don't think that fight would have went the way it did if Robbie wouldn't have hurt himself. So, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that rematch. That's what I'd go with next. And with Colby, I know I'm gonna get a lot of sting for this, and I know there's lots of hype between Usman and Colby fighting, and that's gonna sell. But I just don't think he earned a title shot. In my eyes, I think Masvidal has the title shot. I don't think he'll get it. I think Colby's gonna get it, but I think Masvidal deserves it, honestly. Colby has been out before this fight. He's been off, not fighting, for over a year. It's been over a year since he's fought last. He's just been bitching, acting like a kid, He should have been fighting this whole time. He shouldn't have been doing whatever he was doing. I think he got injured, but he could have fought. He wasn't injured this whole time. Yeah, he was on a 6-fight win streak before this fight. Before this fight, there was 3 people, not including Usman, that were on a higher winning streak than him. Now he's tied with 2, and Leon Edwards has more wins than him and a winning streak. And after coming off that long layoff, yeah, he looked good against Robbie Lawler. But Robbie Lawler is 1-3 in his last 4 fights. You know, he got knocked out by Tyrone. He went on to, I think he beat Cowboy after Woodley, but then lost to RDA, then lost to Ben. So it's not like Colby came back and beat one of the best. Like Robbie is one of the best welterweights, but he isn't on the best run. You know, it's not like Colby came back and beat Leon or beat Masvidal. You know, he didn't do it. He came back and beat a Robbie that's lost 3 of his last 4 fights. You know, and Robbie, right? Yeah, Masvidal is coming off 2 spectacular knockout over Darren Till and Ben Askren. You know, I think that shouts out for a title shot more than beating Robbie Lawler by decision. You know, but who do I think would do better against Usman? I think Colby would do it better, obviously, but it doesn't work that way always, you know. I want Colby to fight Leon Edwards next, Rocky. That's a win-win for me, because one of them has to lose, and I'm not a fan of either of them two. They're my least favorite in the top 15 of the welterweight division. So if they fight, one of them's gonna lose, and that's good for me. So yeah, I put him up against Leon Edwards next. He's been out for so long, make him earn his way back up. There's been lots of work going down since he's been out. And how do I think that fight would go with Leon? I think it'd go good for Colby. I think Leon will slowly be crushed through the pressure and the volume. I think if Colby didn't threaten takedowns, Leon would piece him up, but it's a mixed martial arts fight, and Colby is one of the best wrestlers in the game right now. He's gonna shoot for takedowns. No, it's not because he won't gas out. He can shoot takedowns over and over and over, make Leon Edwards worry about the ground, and that'll open boxing up for Colby, like it did for Robbie. You know, Robbie's a better striker than Colby, but Colby was able to open it up. Yeah, that's who I'd pick for Colby next. I don't, you know, if it's a title shot, then okay, but I just feel like Masvidal earned it. And how do I think he would do against Usman if there was a title shot? You know, I'm gonna catch up on you with that in the next video. I'll cover that in the next video, which will be in a little bit. I'm gonna upload that one right away too. But yeah, that's what I thought about the fight. That's why I think they should fight next. I'm probably gonna lose Sting for that, but that's just how I feel. You know, don't hate me too much for what I think. You know, it is what it is. But about this Donald Cerrone versus Justin Gaethje fight. That's a fight that everybody wants to watch. I'm excited for that fight. You don't get very many fights that are as exciting as that. You know, for one, Donald Cerrone puts on a good fight almost every time he fights. Justin Gaethje, every time he fights. So this has it's like 99.9% chance it's gonna be fireworks. You know, very small, very small percentage chance that it ain't gonna be. How do I think that fight will go? You know, Donald doesn't have the best boxing. He has great striking, great kicking. He's very good at opening up his straight and his crosses with his kicks. But when you get in boxing range with him, he tends to freeze up. He tends to shut down a little bit. His boxing ain't that great, especially in boxing range. Justin Gaethje, I think he has pretty underrated boxing. He obviously has lots of power, but his hands, they're a lot better than people think. You know, people think he's just wild, has no technique, but he has technique. The way he grabs the back of the head and throws up uppercuts, throw punches, you know, when he grabs the back of the head like that. He's a straight savage up close in boxing range and a clinch area. Kicking, you know, he obviously has some of the best leg kicks in the sport. You don't see very much high kicks from him, but I'm sure he can throw them pretty well. You know, he's been doing it for a while now. Wrestling, he doesn't wrestle. I mean, he's a pretty successful wrestler outside of MMA, but he doesn't use his wrestling in fights, which is pretty disappointing. Donald actually is a lot better wrestler than what people think, but I don't think he can take down Gaethje. Gaethje's an NCAA Division I All-American wrestler. He ain't taking Gaethje down. And if he does, he ain't keeping him down. I think Gaethje's gonna break Donald. I think his inside boxing, his inside power is gonna bust Donald up. Donald is not gonna be able to keep him away. He ain't gonna be able to keep him at kicking range. I think that's what Donald has to do to win. He has to keep him back with kicks. Gaethje's forward pressure is too much. I don't think Donald's gonna be able to take him out with the kick. I think his durability, his pressure, his pace, his volume, it will be too much for Donald. I think it'll allow him to get inside, and as soon as Gaethje gets inside, it's over for Donald. I think so. It's a good fight, but Gaethje is going to take it, I think, pretty easily too. It's a rough night for it's gonna be a rough night for Donald Cerrone. I'll tell you that. Gaethje's boxing, it's pretty good. And one last thing I want to cover is the Dominic Reyes versus Chris Weidman fight. I can't really say who's gonna win right now. I gotta watch more Dominic Reyes fights. You know, he doesn't show his wrestling very often. You know, he hasn't fought a high-level wrestler, so we don't know exactly how good his wrestling defense is. Just because how dominant wrestling is in the sport right now, I gotta assume Chris Weidman is gonna take this fight, just because he's such a good wrestler, such a good grappler, and because I don't know how good Dominic Reyes is in that area right now, especially defensive wise. But you know, Chris, we've seen Luke Rockhold move up to light heavyweight. It didn't help his chin out very much. You know, he got cracked pretty good, and I think it slowed him down a lot. He looked a lot slower, a lot more sluggish. We'll see if that happens to Chris. You know, it doesn't always help to move up to a weight class. You know, you get sluggish, you get slower. It doesn't seem to help out with the chin very well. But just because Chris is such a very well-versed grappler and such a powerful wrestler, and because wrestling is so dominant, I'm gonna have to go with Chris for now. I'll probably study Dominic a little more, you know. But until then, you know, I'll go for Chris for now. But that's it for now for this video. I'm gonna do a video right away. I'm gonna get some stats on Usman and Colby and tell you how I think that fight's gonna go if it happens. Alright, so I'll be back.